Metrocenter Mall, the West Jackson Shopping Center, was once the largest indoor shopping mall in the Southeast. As more malls emerged, Metrocenter began dying. It officially closed in 2018, but last year it was announced that that mall was under new ownership. Our Melissa Faith Payne picks up the story from here.
Well, Howard, so this is what the mall looked like in December of 2018. A film crew was actually here doing a documentary on dead malls, and they featured the Metrocenter Mall. So when a new owner was announced a year later, residents were excited. Emily Seaforth Sanders promised many exciting things, but facts surrounding her past, well, it did cause some concern. In 2013, she was convicted on false pretense charges, and she actually spent time in jail in Jefferson County. At the time that she purchased the mall, she was put on probation. So, even so, support of that mall has still been strong. So we decided to check out the progress that was promised at the Metrocenter. Progress to nowhere. In January of 2020, Emily Seaforth Sanders posted a video on Facebook and on the Metrocenter website, giving a tour of the newly purchased Metrocenter Mall, and she made huge promises. Retail stores, a Ferris wheel, a carousel, gaming, luxury apartments, and more. In April of 2021, 3 on Your Side returned to Metrocenter to see what progress had been made. White's Perfect Cuts and Styles was operational. There were a few other stores that had merchandise but remained closed, and the food court was a ghost town. So we returned to Metrocenter Mall this week, and the outside showed very little progress. The parking lot in disrepair, landscaping is non-existent. And we took our cameras inside for a look. The first thing you notice, White's Perfect Cuts and Styles still working. The second thing you notice, the air inside the mall was not. Fans were scattered all about, including outside the one food place that was open in the food court. Now, there was at least one business that was open, but even that business closed down while we were in the mall. Eventually, we were approached by a man who called himself the marketing manager for Metrocenter Mall. Devontae Tate told us owner Emily Seaforth Sanders was not available to speak with us, but he did tell us there was a big announcement that was coming. He also asked us to leave. People want the mall. People want the mall to flow.
I understand that. I understand that. One simple thing to do would be when you're leaving out of Crystal, stop throwing your trash out. Stop just throwing your trash out all at the road. Stop making the place worse than what it is.
Mr. Tate told us the air conditioning at the Metrocenter Mall had been out for months. He claimed it was broken when Miss Seaforth Sanders purchased the mall. However, back in April when we visited the mall, the air was working just fine. Mr. Tate also had no answer as to when the mall would be up and running.
Well, I mean, to be completely honest, I don't know. But what I'm saying, you can't give me that because you know it's so much. Like, I can't sit here and lay you out a plan of what people can do to help.
He told us it would help if the community would collectively support the Metrocenter venture, though he never said how. But he said support would give Seaforth Sanders more time.
That would give leadership time to make all of those other things that take long times, national retailer contracts, and that's going to take a long time, especially considering a mall from nothing to trying to take it to something. So, just a little time.
But in reality, it's been 532 days since Emily Seaforth Sanders announced that she owned the interior of the mall. And video from that day and months later shows very little change. One thing that has changed is Seaforth Sanders' legal woes. Since purchasing the mall, she's been sued by 2 different people. Roger Thomas Sr. with Eco Environmental Services is suing Seaforth Sanders for just over $67,000. He's claiming he did work on the parking lot and a road that was owned by her at the Metrocenter and says he's not been paid. Christopher Jones filed a similar lawsuit, but for twice as much. He is suing Seaforth Sanders for $156,000, claiming he provided money, services, and labor and materials to improve the mall itself, but was never paid for his work. He says in his filing she promised to pay him in January of 2021, but he's not received compensation. Both filings are petitioning to place a mechanics lien on the mall in hopes of recouping their money. And they aren't the only ones looking to be paid. Seaford Sanders still owes property taxes on the Metro Center. Due at the first of the year, Hinds County tax records show she owes Hinds County more than $86,000 for the still unimproved property.
That's because facts are facts doesn't mean that they ever have to be pointed out. Because I could tell you a fact and you may not like it.
We did reach out to Seaford Sanders in hopes of interviewing her for our story, but our calls were not answered. So keep in mind, Seaford Sanders only owns the interior portion of the mall. The city of Jackson is leasing a portion of the mall from Metro for the water department. Burlington is independently owned, and the old Sears is actually still up for sales. We also learned that Seaford Sanders is paying $700 a month as part of restitution for her Jefferson County conviction. Now, our goal is to continue following the progress of the Metro Center and bring you timely updates when information is available.